Y'all, how angry do you think my husband's gonna be when he finds out that I need him to change the way he did this? So I just noticed that, you see the way these are spaced apart right here? Well, these are closer. I don't know why he bought this one, but I wanted it all to look like this. It just bothers me. Yeah, he's gonna have to redo this.
He's gonna have to redo this. I guarantee when this woman talks to her husband, she's gonna try and convince him that he made a mistake. I'm sure many of you guys listening to this can relate that when you have a disagreement with your girlfriend or wife, it's not enough for her to simply disagree with you or for her to think that you're in the wrong. No, her motive is actually far more insidious. She's trying to convince you that you are wrong so that you condemn yourself using your own judgment.
I'm a fat fucking bitch and you don't want to be with me because I'm fat. Just admit it.
The argument will not end until you agree that you are in the wrong and until you feel bad about yourself. And sadly, there are so many women who are actively looking for opportunities to shame the men in their lives.
I really thought being married to an older man would be nice and like all mature and everything. My husband is 38 years old and I just got back from the grocery store where I had to buy him dino nuggets. And that's what he had for lunch.
Longtime subscribers of my channel have probably seen this written in the comment section that modern women speak sign language. Sign is an acronym. It stands for shame, insult, guilt, and need to be right. Now, you probably recognize the outwards appearance of sign language. You may have experienced it in your personal life, women trying to shame or guilt you. But do you know why they're doing it? Because we're going to get real in this video. We're going to talk about why women actually do this behavior. And the actual reason is because you are strong and she is weak. These feminine attack modes of sign language, they are an expression of female weakness. She doesn't want to just criticize you. She wants you to criticize yourself. She needs you to feel bad about yourself because she intuitively feels that you are stronger than her. You are the man, you have the strength, and so if she wants to hurt you, it's not enough for her coming from the weaker position to say you are in the wrong. The weak attacking the strong is not going to be successful. That's why all of her efforts are actually engaged in trying to convince you that you are wrong. That way you attack yourself, the strong attacking the strong.
You are fat, Koi. You're ugly. I thought you were ugly since I met you, Koi. I've never thought you were attractive. I've never thought you were attractive. I'm being honest with you. I told that to Brittany tonight. You're stupid. You can ask Brittany. Ask Brittany if I thought you were attractive. You're taping me.
Of course I am.
Yeah, you are fat, and you're telling me I'm fat. Stop it, Jennifer. I'm fat. I've gained weight because of my illness. And I'm fat, and I'm not good enough to be with you because I'm fat.
Think of it like this. Imagine you as a man, you're wearing a suit of armor, and she's attacking you with a tiny little rubber dagger. It can't penetrate your defenses. It does not damage you. But then she notices that you are holding a very sharp sword, one that is capable of penetrating armor. And so instead of wasting her time attacking you with her rubber dagger, she spends hours, days, weeks convincing you that you deserve to be stabbed. Her hope being that one day you will stab yourself. Like so many of the things I say in my videos, initially this might seem crazy to you, but think about it. You know how rare it is for a woman to say, I think that you're wrong. I think that your actions are terrible and shameful, but I can see that you have high self-esteem, that you feel good about yourself. And that's great. I have no problem with that. We can just agree to disagree. You think very highly of yourself. I think very poorly of you, and that's fine. I'm content in my own position. I don't have any need to change your mind. No, doesn't happen. You never hear that. Why? It's because women do not trust the strength of their own femininity. They feel scared of a man's innate strength. They feel a desire to control them, but they know that they can't do it by outright besting them in strength. Their power is in shame, insults, guilt. They want to turn the man against himself. And this is why so many women are waging this endless war to try and get men to hate themselves. They attack men over the smallest, seemingly most inconsequential things because they want men to always feel like there is something wrong with them, that they're just one breath away from making a huge mistake because inherently they're so faulty and defective. Are you paying attention? Do you understand what I'm saying here? There are so many women out there who do not want a man man to feel good about himself unless she gives him permission to do so. And this is why she's constantly attacking her man, constantly insulting him, trying to bring him down.
There she is. You guys have no idea how lucky I am that I'm married to her.
What the fuck are you looking at?
I was watching you. You were coming up.
Dude, do you have a problem? You're like a fucking creep.
No, it's because I love you.
Shut the fuck up. Just drive.
I really hope that that's a skit, but honestly, I've done so many private consultations with men who tell me that this kind of attitude from their wife is normal. It's what they've come to expect. Husband wants to have sex with his wife? You creepy pervert, what's wrong with you? Man wants to go away for the weekend with his male buddies. You selfish asshole, don't you care about me? Man wants a prenup to protect his assets. You sexist pig, how dare you? You think I'm some kind of gold digger? The common thread to all of them is that she wants to convince you that you should feel bad about yourself. That way she gets plausible deniability. She doesn't have to attack you, you're attacking yourself. If she slaps you, then it's obvious that she's the bad guy. But if she convinces you to slap yourself, then even though she created the conditions for that to occur, she doesn't need to take responsibility for it. She's not going to insult you outright, but what she wants is for your inner monologue to be a continuous stream of insults against yourself. This is the most effective weapon in the feminine arsenal. Because she's weak, she can't overpower you directly. She knows that if she's going to destroy a man, the most effective way that she can do that is to convince him to destroy himself.
Who has the best girlfriend ever?
I do.
Who just bought you all this stuff?
She did.
And all the stuff?
My girl bought all of it, and I'm about to eat this, and then we're gonna chow on that after. So, happy Easter.
Yeah. But we're not eating it all. Just know that. Because we gotta save some.
Yeah.
You know? Budget cuts, you know?
Happy Easter.
Save. You know? So we're gonna scoff this stuff down.
Relax.
Because Boo deserved it. You know? Even though we get in our arguments sometimes, I still love you, okay?
I love you too.
Yeah.
I love you too, baby.
Yeah, you better.
I find that clip haunting. Sorry for showing it to you, but there are still so many people out there who don't think that men can be victims of abuse. And to that I say the fact that nobody wants to listen and therefore men are too scared to speak up does not mean that it doesn't happen. I didn't know that this was where my life was going to go, but in private consultations in the hero circle, I find that as a part of my job, I am now often the very first person to ever hear a story of abuse that a man has gone through. Me, internet guy on YouTube from Australia, I'm the person that they open up to about the awful things that they've been put through. And the stories, man, they're just heartbreaking. The damage that some of these women have done to men. I mean, it's a privilege to be there for these guys and to support them in the aftermath, but prevention is always the best cure. The reason why I make my videos, the reason why I'm telling you all of this stuff is so that you don't end up becoming this guy. If a woman is speaking sign language, tune her out. Or better yet, kick her out. Don't let her turn you against yourself so you end up this broken shell of a man. Because isn't this what has happened on a widespread social scale? I mean, we've been told that feminism is not anti-male, that it's just about empowering women. Yeah, right. Ask the average feminist if they love men, if they think men are beautiful. What was the last thing that they did to support men? And you'll see the ugly truth. Feminism is a hateful ideology that demonizes men. And it wants to recruit male allies. Because as we've established, it's not enough simply for women to hate on men. No, the goal is to make men hate themselves. And now you've got a huge segment of the male population that is crippled with internalized guilt about their own masculinity. We've got so many weak, feminized, guilt-ridden men, and they're of no use to anybody. Masculine men don't respect them. Feminine women certainly don't want to sleep with them. It's just terrible, but of course it does lead to the question, is it ever healthy to feel guilt and shame? Like, aren't they valid emotions in some context? Isn't the advice that you're giving Alexander dangerous? Do we really want a society of guiltless, shameless men walking around? You have to be very careful with this one, and of course it's extremely nuanced. The truth is that there is a middle ground, but it can only be applied in certain contexts and it matters massively where it's coming from. It's going to take a lot to unpack, so I'm going to spend the rest of the video explaining this. What is a healthy relationship to have with the emotions of guilt and shame? Is it complete denial? No, there are some steps you can take to meaningfully use these emotions in your life. If you want to keep watching this video, if this is interesting to you, then come on over to Patreon. You're going to see me go into a lot more depth there. What I post here on YouTube, these are just the shortened, abridged versions of my videos. The full versions are available on Patreon.